Today, we embark on an extraordinary journey back in time to explore one of the most remarkable chapters in human evolution. Our story centers on Ardipithecus Kadabba, an ancient hominin whose fossilized remains, discovered in Ethiopia's Middle Awash region, date back to nearly 5.8 to 5.2 million years ago. In the vast expanse of geological history, this creature emerges as a fascinating bridge, a being that appears to combine features of arboreal primates with those of our increasingly bipedal ancestors. Imagine a creature with a body that hints at its tree-climbing past, yet subtly signals its daring steps toward life on the ground. In the stark beauty of Ethiopia's Middle Awash, intrepid researchers unearthed a treasure trove of fossilized remains that would forever change our understanding of human origins. Carefully sifting through sediment layers, scientists recovered dental fragments and skeletal pieces that carried secrets of a bygone era. Robust yet subtle, these fossils reveal teeth with unusual wear patterns and delicate postcranial elements that hint at a dual lifestyle. Visualize the scene: a researcher, surrounded by the remnants of ancient life, holding a fragment of a fossilized tooth that holds clues to a diet and lifestyle unlike those of today's primates. The fossils, meticulously documented and contextualized within layered sediment, tell a story of an ecosystem where woodland met open savanna, creating a unique habitat that demanded versatility from its inhabitants. This find, resonating with the excitement of discovery and the gravity of its implications, challenges previous notions by illustrating that early hominins were far more complex than a simple linear progression from tree dwelling to ground walking. As the narrative unfolds, every brushstroke in the excavation process, every carefully recorded detail in the field, contributes to a picture of a species that was experimenting with life in both worlds. The fossil record of Ardipithecus Kadabba becomes not merely a relic of the past, but a dynamic chapter in the long unfolding story of human evolution, offering both mystery and clarity in equal measure. Delving deeper into the physical mysteries of Ardipithecus Kadabba, we explore its anatomical blueprint, a blend of primitive features interwoven with emerging adaptations hinting at an evolutionary leap. Here, the fossilized teeth serve as silent storytellers. Their reduced canine size and distinctive wear patterns speak volumes about dietary habits and perhaps even subtle shifts in social behavior. Imagine holding a piece of nature's script, one that records the gradual departure from the heavily built dental structure of modern great apes toward a more refined, specialized form seen in later hominins. Beyond the teeth, the postcranial elements present a remarkable picture. The fossilized curved phalanges evoke images of agile tree climbers, yet the structure of the foot bones, meticulously preserved over millions of years, suggests experimental steps toward bipedalism. Picture a creature gently balancing between the safety of tree branches and the certainty of the ground below, with each curve and contour of its bones marking incremental progress in weight-bearing and locomotion abilities. The narrative of Ardipithecus Kadabba is further enriched by its cranial and mandibular features, which, though subtle, indicate a dissociation between brain size and the progression toward other hominin traits. This anatomical mosaic disrupts the simplistic view of a linear evolutionary pathway and invites us to appreciate a more nuanced story, one marked by adaptation against a backdrop of shifting ecological pressures. Here, every fossil fragment is not just a remnant of the past, but also a key that unlocks our understanding of the complex dance between anatomy and function that paved the way for modern human evolution. Transitioning from bone and stone to the ancient landscapes that cradled early life, we enter the world of Ardipithecus Kadabba's habitat, a vibrant, dynamic environment that was as challenging as it was inspiring. The Middle Awash region, with its blend of dense woodlands, meandering gallery forests, and patches of open savanna, set the stage for a unique evolutionary drama. Envision a terrain where thick canopies provided refuge and abundant fruit, yet open clearings beckoned with the promise of new challenges and resources. In such a mosaic, survival depended on versatility, a trait that Ardipithecus Kadabba evidently possessed. Through the interplay of light and shadow beneath ancient trees and the expansive vistas of open grasslands, the environment is portrayed not merely as a backdrop, but as an active participant in the evolution of its inhabitants. The fluctuating climate of the late Miocene, with its cycles of warming and cooling, forced its denizens to continuously adapt by developing new strategies for foraging, avoiding predators, and navigating the complex three-dimensional world. The earthy scents, the rustle of leaves, and the ever-changing dance of sunlight and shadow conjure scenes that are both vivid and relatable. This intricate ecological tapestry influenced everything from feeding behaviors to locomotor choices, pressing upon Ardipithecus Kadabba the need to balance arboreal agility with emerging terrestrial competence. The narrative captures not only the environmental challenges, but also the resilience and adaptability that would eventually lead to the spread of hominins across diverse habitats. The ancient world comes alive in these descriptions, drawing us into a time when every step, every branch, and every open plain played a crucial role in shaping our evolutionary journey. As we draw connections between ancient ancestors, the story of Ardipithecus Kadabba becomes even more compelling when compared with its contemporaries and successors. In this chapter, our narrative navigates the evolutionary landscape, highlighting both parallels and differences among early hominins. Visualize the scene as the continuum of evolution unfolds. Alongside Ardipithecus Kadabba, other species like Sahelanthropus chidensis and Aurorin tugenensis emerge from the mists of time, each presenting its own unique set of anatomical clues. While Sahelanthropus, known largely from cranial remains, hints subtly at bipedal traits, and Aurorin presents strong evidence of upright walking through its robust femoral structure, Ardipithecus Kadabba stands out as a true mosaic. Its dental features, which reveal a transition away from the canine predomination of our primate relatives, contrast sharply with the more drastic morphological changes seen later in Australopithecus. As we weave together these comparative threads, it becomes evident that no single species can be seen as a definitive ancestor in a straight line, but rather as part of an intricate tapestry of evolutionary experimentation. Each fossil, each bone, offers a glimpse into a world where nature was constantly tinkering with designs, creating a blend of traits in different combinations that would eventually lead to the emergence of Homo sapiens. This comparison not only contextualizes Ardipithecus Kadabba within the broader family tree, but also serves as a reminder that evolution is a far more complex and beautiful process than any simple linear diagram can convey. One of the most arresting themes in our quest to unravel human origins is the evolution of bipedalism, a hallmark that defines our lineage. In this segment, the narrative delves into the transformative steps that marked the transition from tree-dependent movement to an adventurous experiment with upright walking. The fossilized remains of Ardipithecus Kadabba reveal subtle yet groundbreaking clues. The architecture of the foot bones, the configuration of the hallux, and other weight-bearing structures suggest that this early hominin was not confined to the arboreal realm. Imagine a creature suspended in time, delicately balancing on the precipice of two worlds, its toes curved for grasping branches, yet gradually adapting to support its body against gravity on the ground. The emergence of facultative bipedality, captured in these ancient bones, tells a story of gradual innovation rather than sudden mutation. This period of evolutionary experimentation provided the framework for later hominins to perfect a fully upright gait, but it also underscores the challenges inherent in such a profound transformation. The journey toward habitual bipedalism was not a simple leap, but a series of small, significant steps shaped by environmental pressures and the complexities of anatomical change. Every detail recorded in the fossil record, from metatarsal robustness to toe alignment, contributes to a narrative that is both captivating and accessible, revealing how a measured commitment to the ground eventually led to the hallmark of modern human locomotion. Although direct genetic material from Ardipithecus Kadabba has long since faded into the realm of deep time, the echoes of its genetic legacy resound in modern scientific inquiry. In this section, our narrative bridges the gap between paleontology and genetics, a union of clues that offers an indirect glimpse into the evolutionary changes occurring millions of years ago. Researchers, armed with molecular clock techniques and comparisons drawn from living primates, have inferred that the divergence between what would become modern humans and our closest relatives aligns remarkably with the period when Ardipithecus Kadabba roamed the earth. Picture a grand tapestry in which each thread of genetic data intertwines with bones and stone. Although we do not possess strands of its DNA, the morphological evidence, such as tooth structure and enamel characteristics, reflects underlying genetic modifications that set the stage for later evolutionary innovations. These insights force us to reconsider the notion that extant African apes accurately represent our shared ancestor. Instead, Ardipithecus Kadabba emerges as a symbol of early genetic experimentation, its legacy indirectly preserved through comparisons that illuminate the subtle shifts in developmental pathways responsible for bipedality, brain evolution, and dietary adaptation. By merging fossil evidence with genetic theories, we gain a richer, more multidimensional understanding of our origins, one that emphasizes gradual shifts and geometric complexity rather than sudden evolutionary leaps. Reflecting on the accumulated evidence, the story of Ardipithecus Kadabba powerfully reshapes our understanding of human ancestry. This ancient hominin, by bridging the divide between primitive Miocene apes and more derived hominins, compels us to rethink our evolutionary family tree. Its unique blend of dental and postcranial traits challenges the long-held idea that our line evolved through a simple, chimpanzee-like stage. Instead, Ardipithecus Kadabba exemplifies a complex mosaic of adaptations, each fossil fragment a vivid reminder that our ancestry is marked by experimentation and diversity. Its discovery not only fills a critical gap in the fossil record, but also invites us to see human evolution as a dynamic, branching process in which nature continuously redefines what it means to adapt and survive in changing environments. In the final stage of our journey through deep time, we arrive at a moment of reflection on the legacy of Ardipithecus Kadabba. This ancient hominin, whose delicate traces in stone narrate a story of experimentation between the worlds of tree and ground, has enriched our understanding of human evolution. Its fossil evidence, anatomical innovation, and the dynamic interplay with a variegated environment illustrate a portrait of life that was both adaptable and visionary. The narrative of Ardipithecus Kadabba has challenged old paradigms, inspiring us to see evolution not as a straight path, but as a labyrinth of choices, experiments, and adaptations that ultimately led to the emergence of Homo sapiens. As we close this chapter, the relics of our Kadabba continue to inspire awe and curiosity, a timeless reminder that our own story is intertwined with the ancient echoes of a time when every step, every bone, and every shift in form mattered. These enduring lessons encourage us to appreciate the complexity of our origins and embrace the enduring mystery that is the story of us all. May the spirit of inquiry and the wonder of discovery forever guide us in our quest to understand the human journey, from its deepest roots to its boundless future.